Ram Das exhausted his body in the fields every day, yet his relentless labor failed to feed his starving family. He carried the quiet, suffocating guilt of a father forced to watch his 8-year-old son, Mohan, go to sleep hungry night after night, knowing his best efforts weren't enough. In moments of visceral despair, it is human nature to look upward and beg the heavens for an immediate transactional fix, pleading for money to solve the pain. When we are drowning in physical distress, the default reaction is to demand that the universe change our circumstances, rather than asking how we might change ourselves. That dynamic shifted when a wandering saint arrived in the village and noticed the profound emotional and financial exhaustion written across Ram Das's face. Ram Das voiced his frustration. He was pouring every ounce of his energy into his daily labor, yet he remained completely trapped in a cycle of poverty. The saint offered a different path. He instructed Ram Das to stop praying for currency and instead tip the balance by enriching his mind through strict truth and devotion to Lord Hanuman. The instruction required rigorous daily discipline. Ram Das was to wake in the early dawn hours, the Brahma Muhurta, to ground his mind in prayer before facing the crushing realities of his day. This suggests that abstract moral rules and quiet chanting are the actual tools meant to solve the tangible physical pain of a starving child. Ram Das surrendered to the process. Every morning, he executed his dawn rituals and chanted Om Hanumate Nama exactly 108 times. His internal routine drove outward behavioral shifts. He applied strict honesty to his labor, refused to exploit others, and began sharing whatever meager portions of food he had with the destitute. In those early days, his material circumstances did not change. The poverty remained severe, but Ram Das's psychological foundation had become quiet and unshakable. Devotion does not begin by suddenly inflating a bank account. Its primary function is to rewire a person's internal capacity to handle suffering. A breaking point arrived when Mohan fell deathly ill with a severe fever, and Ram Das had no money to purchase medicine. Rather than breaking his discipline to beg for cash, he went to the temple, surrendered his fear, and asked only for his son's physical protection. In a divine dream, Lord Hanuman appeared, declaring that those who uphold truth and strict discipline are never abandoned. When Ram Das woke the next morning, he found his son sitting up, entirely healthy and smiling. Shortly after, a devastating storm swept through the region, destroying the crops of nearly everyone in the village, yet Ram Das's fields inexplicably survived the brutal storm. Divine intervention acts as a structural protection for those who refuse to abandon their principles, even when facing total loss. The survival of those crops allowed Ram Das to pay off his debts and invest in a small dairy, turning a single harvest into a sustainable business. His moral discipline created a direct pipeline to community trust. Neighbors knew he would never dilute his milk or cheat. This trust drove economic growth, clearing remaining debts and funding local books and meals for the poor. The divine did not drop gold into his lap. Instead, strict discipline forged a man whose reliable character naturally magnetized social and economic success. Years later, the once starving boy, Mohan, grew up to become a highly successful government officer. Despite their massive shift in status, the family continued to maintain the same strict principles of daily discipline that had saved them. Mohan eventually asked his father to pinpoint the exact moment their family's luck finally shifted from starvation to abundance. Generational wealth is measured not by the currency left behind, but by the resilience of the moral framework that generated it. Ram Das explained that their fate shifted the moment he stopped asking for gold and started asking for character. The actual gifts of this devotion are courage, health, intellect, and the strength to stay on the right path when life gets difficult. When human discipline is perfected, the divine provides the necessary opportunities for that effort to yield a result. The village's lasting mantra is simple. True devotion isn't waiting for a miracle, it's becoming the person prosperity naturally seeks. Health, respect, and character are the truest, most indestructible forms of prosperity. Jai Shri Ram. Jai Bajrang Bali.